Good morning, Michael.
Hey, good morning.
Happy Monday, May 10th.
Hey, you would know what happened this last week?
What?
Cinco de Mayo.
It did. Did you enjoy it?
I had so much enjoyment.
So much tequila.
Yeah. It was a good day. Siesta de Mayo was not a great day, consequently. But Cinco.
That's so good. Jenny made nachos in the microwave, and then we just sat at our kitchen table drinking tequila margaritas. So
that's amazing.
That, parents.
Parenting. Yeah. I had, well, first of all, do you remember those like ices? You like cut the top off. So they make those, but in margarita form. So I was like, well, this is just an innovation of technology, right?
Right.
So I had that, and then went to a Mexican restaurant, and they had the coolest cups that would like change color with the temperature from the ice. And I needed to steal them.
Of course.
So every time the waiter would come back and I'd be like, am I around? And there'd be like no cups on the table. And they were shoving them into a friend's purse. But come to find out, towards the end of the evening when there's 9 of them in there, they were souvenir cups and free for the event anyway. I didn't have to be sneaky.
You're
They're
silly.
Like, sir, you can just have the cup. It's like a
stuffing them up your shirt.
Yeah, 40-cent plastic cup anyway. I don't know why I decided I needed them, but
good on you. Now you're going to be like, I don't want these, and you're going to throw them all away.
Yep.
You're listening to the Realty Brothers podcast with Matthew Atwood
and Michael Atwood. There is so much changing in the marketplace on a daily basis, and real estate is clearly something that affects everyone.
So whether you're a seasoned industry expert or simply curious on the topic of housing, this is your one-stop shop for tips, tricks, insider knowledge, and encouragement for the entrepreneur in all of us.
All right. I'm really curious to know what your not sponsored is this week.
Are you actually curious?
I'm really curious.
Are you just saying that, or do you really want to know? Because sometimes I feel like you just ask.
I feel like I have a couple of like ideas of what your not sponsored could be this week, but
oh no, you have no idea.
Never mind.
It didn't like just come out, but I just found it. And it came out relatively recently, sometime this year so far in 2021. And we're not that far in. So, but Justin Bieber came out with a new album. Wow. And it's not the new album that like everybody's in love with right now, because he also came out with a Christian album.
Right. And
it's like an EP. There's only like 5 or 6 songs, but it's so good. And like positive messages.
That's awesome.
His other album that came out at the same time, is I Get My Peaches from Georgia, I Get My Weed from California. And then I'm like, well, I just guess I don't identify with that.
Because you get your weed from Colorado. Like,
yeah.
Hello.
Like a normal person. You get mine from the Costco.
Oh, yeah.
But no, anyway, it came out with this, and Tori Kelly's on one of the songs, and obviously love her. And when she did her Christian album, she won 2 Grammys. So he was like, I got to get her on my stuff. Anyway, it's just feel good. And then there's like random like spoken word and a little bit of prayer in it too. It's just nice. It just feels nice.
It's weird that I was just thinking about him the other day, and I'm like, but not necessarily in his music, just the whacked out way he looks lately.
Yeah.
And I think okay, go ahead.
I think he's going to be like, give it another few years, he's going to be like a celebrity pastor. Like there's going to be like a church of Justin Bieber, and all the believers will be out there like taking the communion wine with him. But it's still like Christianity. I don't really understand. But anyway, I'm getting off track. It's very good. You should listen to it. It's like interesting when he talks about like being a millionaire at 17 years old, and then like trying to have priorities straight.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
but what got me thinking about him is he looks it looks like he just rolled out of bed and just didn't do anything. And I'm like, I can't think of a single female artist, celebrity in any way, shape, or form that does that can do that without being like, oh, look at her, and that's not fair. Darn.
That's not fair.
Well, work.
Yeah. Alicia Keys did that for a little while, where she was like, I don't care. You don't get to tell me how to dress or how to like do my hair or do my makeup. But, she kind of ran the natural movement for a minute, but then she was judging on The Voice. Was it on The Voice? One of those shows.
Something like that. Yeah.
And, God, I wish I knew facts. One of the co-host said to her, because she was all dolled up for an episode, I thought you don't do makeup. And she said, and I quote, I do whatever the hell I want. I was like, yes,
seriously, like just anyway, that's awesome.
Good for you.
No kidding.
Anyway,
well, I've been hanging on to my this, not sponsored, for a while, and I'm worried about getting too real here. And I've been like, should I go there or should I not? But I'm gonna.
It's a stool softener.
I'll try not to. Well, yeah, my kitchen stools are made out of wood and they're hard.
So hard on the feet.
So I just need some softeners. So I'll try not to get emotional, but peanut butter and honey.
Yeah.
On an English muffin.
There's nothing like it.
Oh my gosh.
There is.
I literally have one right here. I can't remember if it'll drop off my plate. And it even looks cool. The way the honey melts into the melted peanut butter and I'm like,
you are an artiste. Okay.
So good.
What do you call that? Does anybody have a real name for it?
No.
I've heard poo bread after like Winnie the Pooh. Because he it was all about honey.
Right.
But I don't know if that really stuck. I don't know where I even heard that, but I definitely heard it once.
Honey butter toast.
Honey butter toast. That's a good name.
Honey butter muffin.
Well, I'm really glad for you. I also am very hungry, so let's wrap this up.
All right, thanks for joining us today, everybody. Fun. So I've got a piece of weird news for you.
I can't wait. Also, just now we all know if at any point during the episode you're like, so anyway.
No, I can't.
Very sticky.
It is. I can't talk for a good 4 minutes after taking a single bite.
Yeah.
So I'll refrain. Okay. First of all, kind of just weird, but surprising news. So here we are, this Mankato brokerage for the last 86 years, right? And then we open up our first branch office, a whopping 10 miles down the road.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I found the cutest space yesterday.
What? For what?
If I just showed you a picture, you'd be like, we have to put an office there. It's the cutest, but it makes no sense because it's in Eagle Lake, which is you just throw a rock.
Oh, I love
Eagle
Lake.
But I was just like, this is the absolute cutest little thing. It used to be, you didn't grow up there, I forget. But it used to be the post office. And I would ride my bike down to the post office and pick up the mail and ride back and give them.
I know where that is.
Yeah. They turned it into a music studio. But I guess they're moving. And I'm just like, it's all redone. It's got black lanterns out the front. It's so cute. I would just love to have that as an office. Anyway.
I know what that is. And there's a hair salon. Isn't there a hair salon? And it's my friend, Gail had what was it called? The Yellow Door?
Yellow Door. Yep. Have you seen it?
Yes, I've been there.
I've been there.
I don't remember why, but I walked in and she was teaching some lessons.
Yeah. So cute. I guess they're moving locations. I'm not sure what's going on, but anyway, it's so cute. So anyway, we're this little Mankato brokerage. We've grown. We're number one in Mankato, and going strong as a local office. And then we open up another one. And then a couple of years ago, we get into mergers and acquisitions, and next thing we know, we're 16 offices around outstate Minnesota, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rochester, Duluth, nothing metro in the major metro area. But I was looking at the Chanhassen Dinner Theater's newsletter, saw that they're nominated for Best of Minnesota from the Star Tribune. And I was like, yeah, they are. I mean, they're awesome. I mean, I would argue that maybe Guthrie does more art and Chanhassen does more good feels.
Yes.
But anyway, so I was like, yeah, they are. That's awesome. So I was on the Best of Minnesota website and I was like, I wonder who's on here for real estate companies. Oh yeah, Chris Lindahl and Edina Realty and all these major Twin Cities metropolitan brokerages. And then I see Century 21 Atwood and I'm like, the what?
What? I know those guys.
What? How are we? What?
How?
Just like, I don't even, who nominated?
Because you'd have to be nominated. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have to get like multiple nominations. I'm pretty sure it's not just like one, or else the list would be 1,000 people long.
Right. Yeah. No, they give a media package where you can download this sticker to put everywhere and be like, nominate us. And people like trying to get nominations in order to get on here. So yeah, there we are. And I'm like, this is crazy. So that's cool. So everybody go on and nominate us. Star Tribune Best of Minnesota, or Minnesota's Best. Go vote for us under a real estate company. And I found out we're under Best Commercial Real Estate Company too, which is like crazy because we just started our commercial division like a year ago. So pretty cool, pretty awesome. I didn't do it. I had nothing to do with it. So yeah, that was kind of part one of kind of weird news to stumble upon and find out we're in the running for Minnesota's Best. And let's just leave it at that. I don't care. Like, give us your vote, whatever. But just to be on that.
That's so cool.
Insane. Okay, here's some really weird news that's going to creep you out. You're going to get the shivers. No.
Oh.
So those cicadas.
Ugh.
Those.
I'm already not into it.
Weird.
Yeah.
Giant, like
they're
big,
so big,
ugly things with the bright red eyes, right?
Yeah.
They come out of the ground every 17 years, which is weird.
It's already from a horror movie.
That's a horror movie right there.
Have you seen Jeepers Creepers? Because I'm pretty sure that's the premise.
Exactly. Funny. But if you've ever been to Washington, D.C., beautiful place. On the 17th year, not a cool place. They're everywhere and they're giant and they're loud. They make the loudest sound. Anyway, these giant cicadas are due again to emerge.
No.
But due to the pandemic and not a lot of people around and all this stuff, they're expecting them to be in the billions. With a B.
No.
Billions.
Why?
Of cicadas.
That doesn't make sense. Because they're not getting killed by humans or what?
Biblical.
Biblical.
I don't know. But yuck.
I was hoping you were going to say, like, due to the pandemic and not a lot of people out, like the ground hasn't been naturally disturbed, blah, da, da, da. There's not a lot of people out. Therefore, they are accidentally sleeping too long.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like, oh gosh, why didn't anybody wake me? I'm late for my 17 year.
Yeah. Also, it's going to be like, 17 years is fairly specific. Like, they don't miss it by a year or come a year early. Like, how do they know? It's like, oh, okay, here we go. All right, let's do it. Anyway.
I hate that. I hate that.
Yeah. Billions of cicadas.
What do they do when they come out? Is it to feed?
Yeah. And just annoy. Yeah.
That's too good.
I was looking up a picture of one too, because they're just nasty looking. But no, I'm sorry. I had this article wrong. Associated Press. Trillions.
Shut
Not
up.
billions. No,
Shut
here
up.
it is. I had it wrong. My bad. Trillions of cicadas about to emerge. So if you need to understand trillions, right? Like I was watching this thing recently. It was like, when you're a a million seconds old, you're like 3 years old. When you're a billion seconds old, you're like in your 30s. When you're a trillion seconds old, you're dead. It's 3,000 years or something.
Yeah.
Right. So if you were to count one every second, it would take you like 3,000 years. I probably have that wrong too. But anyway,
doesn't matter. Don't fact check that.
Trillions with a T. They'll be in 15 states, from Indiana to Georgia to New York. They come in mass numbers, Tennessee, North Carolina, luckily not Minnesota. But
wait, do they only exist on this continent?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
Because who brought them here? Who did this?
Who did this to us? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's disturbing. I was really excited to be just like creeped out and be like, oh, that gives me the heebie-jeebies. But this is a creepy crawly, and that's a different brand. That's a different subreddit of uncomfortableness.
Have you seen one in life though?
No.
They're like so big. Like it's not like this little bug that's flat. Like they're huge. And
I've seen pictures. I've seen other bugs in real life, and then my brain puts those two things together.
And I've seen horror movies. So
well, no, but like, when you're like outside and this always seems to happen at like a campfire, and there's like, oh, something's on your neck, and you go and touch it, and it's like a massive June bug. Yeah. Like the size of a rock.
Yeah.
That's enough to send me. Yeah. Okay. And for these things to exist that are, I don't know, 6 times the size.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's disturbing.
Trillions. So listen, everybody, we've got some great real estate in Minnesota. Give us a call. Get out of those states, and at least buy a vacation home here and spend the 17th year here. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Or other option. What if when they came up, we went down?
Sure.
So you don't necessarily have to move out of the infested states, but you have to become sewer people.
Sure. Yeah. I have another question for you though. I don't know the answer to this. So like Washington, D.C. and Tennessee and North Carolina and Indiana, like they're not all like, this is a spread out area, these 15 states, right? New York. Yeah. How do all of the cicadas underground all know that it's the 17th year?
It doesn't make sense. Like nobody got it wrong. Come on.
No, but
we can't even set like a meeting for Wednesday at 9 a.m. and have people get it right.
Seriously. Oh, I thought it was Thursday. But like they're probably spreading across the United States. So maybe it'll be in Minnesota someday, right? It probably started somewhere and it's now spread to 15 states. But in that spread, they didn't get off on a cycle. You know what I mean? Like, so the 17th year in DC is on a different cycle than the like it could still be 17 years, but the one in, New York is, starting next year and then it'll be 17 years.
That's what I thought.
Still on the exact same calendar?
Well, that's why like that, and just because they're like reproducing. So some of them are just born, I don't get it. And then they only maybe get to live for a week before it's time to hibernate for 17 years. How?
I don't know. It makes no sense to me.
Is that why it's called a circadian rhythm?
Huh. Or maybe that's why these are called cicadas. I have no idea. Please. Okay, listen. Y'all listening to this are like, these guys are dumb.
We don't know things.
Funny. What
is circadian rhythm? It's a natural internal process that regulates sleep wake cycle. Yeah.
Maybe that's why they're called cicadas, because they're like, they have this perfect rhythm, or that's where we got it from, but whatever. Cool.
They've got to be related. All right. In completely other news.
Yeah.
So obviously the real estate market is crazy.
Insane.
It is straight loco right now. and everybody's losing their minds, right? And do you know how many times people are like, oh, this is the bubble. When is the bubble going to pop? And I'm like, guys, I don't think it's the bubble. I don't think that's happening. Anyway, I was so pleased, so pleased to find an article from Axios that says, this isn't a bubble. That's the headline.
Good.
And I was like, thank you so much. And so, obviously I get people wanting to be careful and people being worried about, we saw like some devastating economic crashes, right?
Right.
In the 2007-ish era. But basically this article saying this hot streak, yes, it exists. We have double-digit gains, which is insane in home prices, bidding wars, surging demand. We talk about it all the time in our meetings with these agents every week, right? And it's like things are coming up and they're sold before we can even talk about them. The things are selling for record prices. They're like, oh, they just bought that only 5 years ago for $100,000 less. It's the wildest thing, and people are forgoing inspections. They're doing like more and more cash. They're doing whatever they can to be as, I don't know, as provable, as acceptable as possible in this competition. But according to the author here, who is chief economist at the National Association of Realtors, he said, this is not a bubble. It is simply a lack of supply. Thank you. This is what we've been saying as well. The rapid rise in prices is concerning, of course, and the median sale price we've seen skyrocket quite a bit, which is the fastest pace increase we've had since the 2006-2007 bubble. But this isn't that time. The housing inventories are low, but credit remains really tight. Lenders aren't issuing risky loans at the rates like they did, or the crazy, like, oh, I'll give you a loan for the down payment too. Like, whatever you want. You got a heart rate? No, we'll find someone who does have a heart rate and we'll give you a house. The risk involved, which is primarily from the mortgage sector, that had introductory periods and teaser rates and balloons after only a couple of years, that risk factor was about 40% of the market, like risky loans, right? Between 2004 and 2006. Right now, it's under 2% of the mortgage market is what they would classify as quote unquote risky loans.
Oh my gosh.
So like, yes, there's surging demand, but it's the record low number of homes. We have like a quarter of the inventory we had at that time as well. Wow. So anyway, I offer this as one, I was right. But two, the people who are like, oh, I don't know, like everything's going to crash. What are we going to do? We're not going to come back from this. It doesn't think that way. They went on to talk about like the prices are going to continue increasing, which is crazy to think, but not quite as rapidly as they have, as more and more people are making the move to purchase. It is leveling off. It's not quite as steep as it was before, but we'll see some more slight gains and hopefully some more inventory to the market, which helps us level off even a little bit further. But now is a great time to participate in the real estate market.
So what do you think will happen? Kick the can down a couple years. People have spent $20, $30, $40, $50, $60,000 over the asking price. And still at this point, I mean, the asking price is starting to go up, but people are like running comps and being like, well, this is what it would have sold for in a normal market, right? Is it just that everything else will just catch up and now down the road prices are just that high? Or are we going to see a slight slump where prices come down into a more reasonable area when more supply comes on? And now you've got these people sitting in these homes going, well, I'm not underwater, but I've definitely overpaid for this house, so I need to stay in it for a while.
I don't know. But home pricing, though, is so specifically related to what the market decides it's worth.
Right.
It's not the actual value of sticks, drywall, paint. You know, that's just how it goes. And when you look at other places of the country, right, like real estate is expensive in these states, real estate is less expensive in these states. Go up across the border to Canada, real estate is so expensive, right?
Yeah.
Why? It's just because that's where their value is. And it's a living, breathing animal. It always has been and always will be. But I really don't think that these people who are bidding warring for homes today are going to be underwater in 2 years.
Yeah.
I think that there's definitely going to be more continued price increases as well that will, if anything, help them to be level, if not still just on par with the market. So that's my rubbing of the magic 8-ball.
I always love those HGTV episodes where they're up in Canada and like the guy's like, I shovel sidewalks even in the summer. I shovel them for, any sand that might get there, and in the winter, snow. That's what I do. And the wife's like, and I lick stamps.
I lick
people,
stamps.
An extra cent per stamp, and I will lick them for you. Anyway, our budget is $1.2 million.
Every time. Isn't it so funny? Those are my favorite memes when they're like, I'm a stay-at-home dog dad and I'm a professional ferret wrangler. Our budget is $3 million. It's out of this world.
Wow. Anyway.
Hey,
yeah.
I know that it doesn't, but does your mug say mom?
No. I talked about this before. This is my wisdom mug.
But when the camera could only see the last 2 letters, it just said mom.
Just said mom. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, how fitting. We are fresh off the heels of Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And appreciating moms and all they do.
Yeah.
Our mom and everyone else's mom. Moms are great.
Moms are great. Let me tell you about this cool tool that you can all use.
What?
Right? Let me just hear me out. I mentioned a few tools last week. So one is send out cards. So you can just go on, you can like text out like what you want the card to say. They'll handwrite it and send it off to your mom. It'll knock her socks off.
That's so cute.
Right.
That's so cute.
And then also slide dial.
You're going to get yourself in trouble, sir. Mom listens to this podcast.
All right. Well, listen, sometimes it's for those of you who are like, I know I really should call my mom, but I can't spend 6 hours on the phone with my mom. Slide dial her and leave a very nice voicemail and say, hey, call me tonight. And then later that night, you can have that nice long conversation. But wake up early in the morning and leave her a wonderful voicemail.
That would be sweet. That would be nice.
Yes. Yeah, and then a voicemail she can hang on to. So there's nothing wrong with this. She can go back and replay that voicemail over and over and over again. Right? And
exactly. And some moms will.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so sweet. Gosh, what else is going on? I keep on accidentally touching Theo's paw, and you're going to hear him growl on the podcast any second now. He doesn't like his paws being touched.
That's funny.
Sometimes I'm just petting him and my hands are just like getting closer to his paw and he'll give me like a little warning. Watch out there, Handsy McGee. What are you doing?
That's funny. My kids don't like their feet touched, much like their dad. So they growl at me too.
Wow.
I don't like having my feet touched.
Feet are so gross.
I know.
When you really think about it.
That's so weird. Hey, I have another thing.
Yeah.
So I think we should talk about some motivation.
I love motivation.
Okay. And I stumbled across this. Oh, by the way, I just opened up my phone to find the screenshot I took of the motivation. Yeah. And it opened up to the last photo I took, which was a screenshot. Have you opened up Facebook and gotten their warning yet?
No.
Your Facebook app?
What's their warning?
It's kind of funny. Have you updated to iOS 14.5?
I don't know. That's a real techie question.
Did you update your software? Okay, whatever. Anyway.
Matt, I don't know. Have I turned on and off my phone lately? No.
Okay. So Apple decided, you know what? It's not really fair that a lot of these companies will use data from other apps and other websites you visit and all this other stuff without you even really fully knowing about it. I mean, nobody reads all the user agreements. Nobody understands it. So Apple said, we just want to empower the consumer to make that decision.
Yeah.
So they now have almost like the nutrition cards, that tell you like what's in a box of cereal, right?
Right.
They have that for every app now, right? So it'll tell you, hey, just heads up, it'll use this data. This is what it will track. This is what it won't track. This is what it has access to. This is what it doesn't. That way you can decide, do I want to download this app? Then when you're in it, and this starts happening now, whenever you open up an app after you've updated to 14.5, it'll say, by the way, this app wants to use your information across other things. And then you say, ask app not to use that data, or yes, this is okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So anyway, I opened up Facebook yesterday and I screenshotted it. And I guess it's the last photo I was looking at. But it had this warning. It said, you're on iOS 14.5. This version requires us to ask for permission to track some data from this device to improve your ads. Who do they think they're going to win over? I mean, you.
Improve your ads. They know I'm a loyal shopper.
I don't want any ads on my Facebook. Anyway. So anyway, this has been kind of going viral because in their 3 points, they're like, we use information about your activity received from other apps and websites to, and there's 3 things. 1, show you ads that are more personalized. You're welcome.
That's thoughtful.
Support businesses that rely on ads to reach their customers. Don't you want to do that for people?
Don't you care about the economy?
And to help keep Facebook free of charge. Don't take a drink right now. You're going to spit it out. There's the threat. Yeah. Yep. And so people are like, really? Like, you're going to start charging your user? Do you know how fast you'll lose people? Mm-hmm. Anyway, whatever. So that just made me giggle that popped up. But here's something interesting. In the last, I think this week launched a couple weeks ago, an independent study out of Maryland or something has determined that already 96% of iPhone users have opted out of information sharing.
That is wild.
So Facebook is losing their minds right now because advertisers are like, this doesn't make sense anymore.
Right.
So
that's crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
I just want to know, and I don't want to know. This is a purely rhetorical question. Please don't answer it. What's going to happen if they get my information and share it around?
Yeah. I mean,
I am not that interesting.
Podcast. Yeah. But okay.
And I don't want to be asked for permission because what you do is you are taking away my opportunity to find out and be upset later if I want to be. You know what I mean? By putting that warning screen in front of me and having me choose, they're only doing it. Any company does that for their own protection, right?
Right.
That's so that later they could be like, nah, you were presented with this and you selected this. Like, it was disclosed. It was made clear to you. Mm-hmm. I don't stop doing that. That just makes me more wary of than anything. I'd rather just not know. And then if something happens later, I'll decide if I want to be mad about
it. Yeah. Now you're making me feel like I signed a contract, and you're pressuring me by saying, if you don't want to pay money to us, you better select this. It's kind of,
there should be like a 4th bullet point that was like, we do this also to keep communism away. Yeah. I don't know. Something like completely out there and alarming.
Yeah.
You know, that would have really sold it.
There's a whole other podcast we can have about what that data all puts together about you and the profile that's put together about you and ways that it could potentially be used against you. By the way, that sound you hear is somebody coming in and out of my house. Only one home is my wife. So apparently she forgot that the little alarm is in here. Anyway, I've got some great motivation for you now that I'm on the correct screen.
Motivate me.
Sorry. This one I stumbled across a few days ago and I was like, oh, I'm going to use this one. So I screenshotted it. I love this, but I don't know who said it. I was going to Google it because this one didn't tell me who said it. So I'll make sure I put that. If it is a known person, I'll put that on our Facebook page. All right. Get ready for this. I love this. I'm going to think about this every morning now. Every morning you have 2 choices. Continue to sleep with your dreams or wake up and chase them.
I love that one.
Isn't that cool?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love sleep so much though.
I know. I struggled with that too, because I'm like,
But also,
sometimes the things I dream in my
the
sleep, I
dreams are
shouldn't
not
wake up and
good.
chase. I'm not going to chase that scary monster.
Obviously, continue to sleep with the giant freak spider, or get up and chase that giant freak spider.
Yeah.
Is there an option C?
Yeah.
I love that. Every morning you have a choice. Continue to sleep with your dreams.
My daughter had her first
Wake up and chase them.
teeth falling out dream. And she's like, I dreamt all my teeth fell out. And what's funny is she's missing her 2 front teeth and 2 bottom neck teeth, and a couple more are loose. So she really actually is losing all of her teeth.
Yeah.
But we're like,
she grabbed her by the chin.
Right.
You're like, it's already happening.
Oh no. Did you see this?
That wasn't a dream.
But so she's like, I had a dream that all of my teeth were falling out. And Jenny goes, everybody has those. It's totally normal. And then Emerson, my daughter, said the most profound thing. She goes, why? And we both stopped for a second, like, yeah. Why? Why does everyone have that dream? That's weird.
It is so weird.
It's not so like, weird. Oh no, my arm fell off. Or
right. Yeah. Oh, there it went.
Oh, darn it. But our teeth falling out.
That's a pretty common recurring one. There's got to be some psychological embedded damage from so long ago.
To see 2 adults' minds just get blown with one simple question. Why?
But I thought she was going to ask, everybody dreams about my teeth falling out.
Oh yeah. Yes. We all dream about your teeth falling out. My love. Sorry. Hey, coming to see my show?
I am coming to see your show, and I'm so excited.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great time.
It's dumb. It is so dumb.
I need some dumb. I need some dumb in my life.
But you know what? I think you're going to get it because you know a lot of these shows.
I will.
And so you'll be one of the few people that get it. Let me tell you about the two people that come to see this show. One have no idea. Not 3 different people. One has no idea and sits there going, what's happening?
Yeah.
It looks visually funny, I think, but I'm so lost. What's happening? Oh, he had a beard, and then all of a sudden he didn't have a beard, and now he's dressed like this, and now he's just like, they're trying to follow a plot that isn't there. There's no plot. It's Forbidden Broadway. It's just a series of, it's like a cabaret.
Yeah.
Then there's the people who do get it, who love musical theater, who get all the inside jokes. You know, when we make fun of a show or a specific actor, they're like, yep, totally in the loop on this. I get it. And then there's the people that don't, but want their friends to think that they do. So they laugh extra hard. Yes, quite.
Even when it wasn't a joke.
Yeah.
that was just filler dialogue. I don't know what you're laughing about.
I said the next song is okay. Anyway. So yeah, super fun. You'll have to review it on our next podcast.
Wait, where do I get tickets? I actually need to do that.
MankatoPlayhouse.com/tickets. Yeah, but you'll have to review it on the next podcast because this is also my directorial debut. I've never directed a show before. So,
really?
Yeah, I'm interested to see what you think. Bear with me. It's community theater.
I can't wait.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. Also, they need to feed me.
Oh, yeah. Select your dinner. So good. Super good.
So deep.
So good.
I just rumbled my bowels. All right.
Yeah. Cool. Well, hey, everybody, have an amazing week. If you're in the greater Minnesota area, come check out my show, Forbidden Broadway at the Mankato Playhouse Dinner Theater. And for those of you who are still in bed, get up and chase those dreams. Stop dreaming about them. Get up and do it. And that's the only way you're going to make money.
That's right.
Or make yourself happy, or both. So make it a great week. Find us on all the podcasting sites. And now on Facebook, you can watch us and see how goofy we look.
Only if you tell Facebook the right answers, though.
Right.
So,
right.
Something to be aware of.
You might have to start paying for it soon.
By the way, who is coming out with their is app? Shoot. Apple is competing with Patreon.
Competing.
Yeah, they're developing their own version of
the
Patreon
podcasting thing. Yeah, so you can support your podcasters directly. We have not.
We do this for free.
Done that? Yeah, we do this for free. But
if anything, you'll have to pay us to stop.
There you go. We really should have Danielle back on to explain a lot of this stuff for us, like how Facebook uses your data and how the new Apple Podcast things works.
Yes,
because
she's
great.
know.
She knows all that stuff. So,
all right.
Make it a great week.
Happy Monday. Happy May. Happy life. That's all right. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Realty Brothers podcast. If you liked this episode, please help support us by subscribing to the Realty Brothers on your favorite podcasting app. And, of course, your 5-star reviews are always greatly appreciated.
Be sure to also check us out on Facebook and on Instagram as The Realty Bros, and at our website, therealtybros.com.
And we would love for you to join the conversation. Send us a message at the link in the description below, message us on your favorite social media platform, or shoot us an email, contact@therealtybros.com.